Although many, including I at the time, thought that Metal Fight first introduced a string launcher, it was actually released a generation earlier. This specific item, known as the HMS String Shooter, was released around late 2003 as part of Bakuten Shoot Beyblade G-Revolution. Unlike typical string launchers, the string does not retract after pulling and requires you to wind it back around the axle after you launch, so essentially, this follows a more traditional approach, like old spinning tops. Metal Fight did, however, introduce the very first retractable string launcher. Over the 3 generations, the Beyblade brand has had several licensees towards certain regions around the world. In the plastic gen, it consisted of Takara for most Asian releases, Sonokong for the Korean market, and Hasbro for Western countries. In Metal Fight, it was the exact same with the exception of Takara now being known as Takara Tomy, via the merging. In Burst, however, Takara Tomy and Hasbro remained the same, while Young Toys now provided Beyblades for the Korean market rather than Sonokong. Did you know that the Cerberus Hound has featured in all 3 generations of Beyblade? Another cool thing to point out is that each version had a different variation of the name. The first is Burning Cerberus, released in Bakuten Shoot Beyblade 2002, owned by Zoro. In Metal Fight, it was known as Kerbex, specifically Hell Kerbex, owned by Damien, and in Burst, it is known as Kerbeus and has had 2 versions featured in the anime, Kaiser Kerbeus, owned by Ken, and Hazard Kerbeus, owned by Kyle. Around 2009, Takara Tomy reissued several Beyblades from the original series to promote the Romance of the Three Kingdoms anime adaptation. The Beyblade toy line was split up into 2 categories, RC and HMS. A majority of the remote-controlled releases were reissues from V-Force. The HMS reissues, on the other hand, were mainly comprised of the Advanced series, such as Advanced Striker, plus Death Gargoyle MS. Fortunately, you can still get some of them from AliExpress for quite affordable prices, and yes, they're legit. There are 3 different authors of Beyblade, each corresponding to the 3 current generations. Now I do apologize for my pronunciation. Takao Aoki is responsible for creating Beyblade and making the original series. Takafumi Adachi is the author of Beyblade Metal Fight, while Hiro Morita is responsible for creating Beyblade Burst. Rayuga's final moments is considered to be one of the most iconic and memorable scenes in Beyblade history, but did you know that Rayuga himself was still shown to be alive in the manga? In a chapter featured in Beyblade Zero G, he was seen battling against Sakura, who is the self-acclaimed successor of the Dragon Emperor, and of course, as expected, Rayuga won. Did you know that an easy way to tell a fake Beyblade from a real one is by looking at the back of the sticker sheet? Real ones would have a white backing, while fakes typically have a yellow backing. However, back in the original series, it was much harder to tell, as even those manufactured by Takara, Hasbro, and Sonokong would have the exact same yellow backing. From MFB onwards, Takara and their respective licensees transitioned to using a white sticker backing. Zero Kurogane, also known as Zyro in the English dub, is the only protagonist so far in Beyblade to be voiced by a guy in the Japanese dub. In the original series, there was a Beyblade that didn't require a launcher because it already had one built in. Known as the Twin Pegasus releases, Flame Pegasus and the rarer Thunder Pegasus were Beyblades from G-Revolution. This is also the first Beyblade that had the Pegasus motif, which was later popularized by Jinga Hagane in the Metal Saga. The main gimmick utilizes a special engine gear known as the Gyro Engine gear, which features a bearing-mounted gyro section. As for how the gimmick works, all you need to do is push the ripcord into the small gap on the blade base on any side, and after you pull it, immediately place the Beyblade on the stadium and watch it spin. Moreover, this Beyblade still allows you to launch using a normal launcher if you prefer to do so. This is by locking the blade base. Bakuten Shoot is the only generation that has the most unreleased unique Beyblades. There are so many to name from: Cyberdranza, Pierce Hedgehog, Fullbog 2, Sickle Weasel, Zeronix, Impulse, Wild Fox 2, Unicolion, Amphileon, Phantom Spider, Shark Rush, Vanishing Root, Betranza, and so much more. so much more. It's such a shame that many of these were not released, but a lot of the designs are too unrealistic to be adapted into real life. Thankfully, 3D printing has made all of this a reality. And that's basically all for now. Thank you guys so much for watching. There will be more fact videos like these in the future. I think I went a bit too overkill on facts about the original series, but maybe next time I'll try to balance it out a little bit more. And yeah, thanks for watching, and as always, see you in the next one. Take care.